Hey David. Hello, this is Garish and I'm gonna make a quick tutorial for the level keys on Legendary. Hopefully not gonna take too long. This is one of the most simple levels in the game, especially after shield bump is not a thing anymore, sadly, because I think that used to be the coolest trick in the speedrun, or one of the coolest tricks, but there's no reason to do it anymore. So I'm not gonna go through it in this, I'm not gonna cover it in this tutorial. So what you do at the start is a flood bump with this flood over here.
Captain?
And so as you might know, flood reviver status is RNG based, so you need him to be a reviver. But it's not just a guessing game here, because recently we found a way to manipulate him to be a reviver every single time by first getting the right seed and then
The Covenant network is
I can't really explain exactly how it works, but basically if you get the right seed here at the start of the level, he's gonna be a reviver every time. If your key inputs after that are the exact same as well. So let's imagine this is a full game run. I load in the level, I skip the cutscene first, and then I go to the menu and I click on restart level, and now I wanna press enter, which is gonna restart the level, but right after that I wanna press W, and then I wanna keep holding enter, and it doesn't matter how long you hold enter when you press it the second time, but then you just wanna let go of enter and keep holding W. So okay, that sounds really confusing, but I have provided the key inputs on the stream to hopefully make it easier for you to understand. So you wanna press enter, immediately after that press W and enter again. So now I'm holding enter, I'm holding W. And what happens in this game when you hold enter during cutscenes is, for some reason, it just like freezes the game. So now it's just a black screen, and as soon as I let go, it loads in the level. I don't know why it freezes the game, but that's why it doesn't matter how long you hold down W. I mean, hold down enter there. Just make sure you hold down W the entire time. So you restart level, you press enter, immediately after that you press W and enter, and you start holding enter, and then you let go of enter and keep holding W. Now
Captain?
you keep holding W, and
I
now
lost him.
you check if this flood is a reviver, and he's a reviver because I did it correctly. The thing there is, after you skip the cutscene and you start holding W, do not touch any other input whatsoever. Do not touch your mouse. Do not touch your keyboard. Just keep holding W until you basically get through this door, because that's when the flood spawns in. What I use as a, well, I guess a cue is when I see the grunt spawn, like he appears on the motion tracker as a red dot, that's when I know that I can start moving my mouse. So okay, let's go through this again. You go to this menu where, you know, restart level. You do as I said earlier, press enter, press W and enter, and then you let go. Doesn't matter how long you hold enter. I think you should just hold enter at least a second to make sure that you don't like screw up anything. Now you wanna kill the grunt and make this flood chase you. Come over here, and now there are 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, there are these vertical lines. Let's just not do the flood bump yet, but these vertical lines here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I basically look at the 5th line. Look at the 5th line, find the 5th line, and then go basically in between the 5th and the 6th line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like kinda difficult to see, but there's like a light patch right where I'm looking right now. Like right there. And I go stand against that. You can line this up the way you want, but this is how I've been doing it for a long time now. Take the 5th line and go like right to the right from the 5th line. There's like a light patch there. Then you just stand here and wait for the flood to come up to you. Okay, so enter W, keep holding enter, let go. And now the RNG is being manipulated.
Captain?
And as you see the grunt on the radar, you can start shooting. You can. I'm not exactly sure if you can start shooting earlier than that, but that's what I've been using as you know, like, you know, to know that you can start doing other inputs. But you can. I'm pretty sure you can almost immediately after you pass the door. Pretty sure that you can start pressing other inputs. You can try it yourself, but here, find the 5th line, 5, and there's the light patch. I go stand against it. Flood is right there. You wanna go around the flood. Make sure he doesn't like strafe or move around here. And now just overcharge and shoot him to the right side. He should fall down. If he's not a reviver, he's not gonna die from this. But if he is, then you just go crouch on top of him in the middle. It's not precise. Like just crouch in the middle of the flood's body. Like it's really easy. And just wait and you'll get bumped through the thing. Let's do it again. Keep holding W. One thing I want to mention, it actually matters, like after the flood starts chasing you, it kind of matters like which angle you take here. So what I do is I go to the left side, so now the flood is gonna chase me as like, because the flood follows your path exactly. So now he's to the left side of the hallway as well, so he takes the right, he's like angled the proper way. If you try like taking the right side and then coming here, you'll see how he like approaches you from a different direction, and the results where he ends up when you stop moving here may vary, or they do vary a little. So like you can do whatever you want here, but I think this is the easiest way, where you get the flood here and overcharge him to the right side. He falls down, you go crouch on top of him. That might not work actually. Okay, it barely worked. So sometimes the flood might not fall close enough to the wall, and you crouch on top of him, and you'll see how you just don't go through this whatever wall, I guess. Yeah, that usually I think the fix for that is to simply go a little further. Like, you remember how I told to go to the right of the 5th line? Maybe go like just a little more to the right from the 5th line. Usually that should fix it. But then again, also how I just said a few minutes ago about the floods, like how he approaches you and how he's angled, like compared, like, you know what I mean, like that might also change that a little. So you just wanna be aware of those little things.
Captain?
Let's just do this one more time. Kill the grunt. Then the flood should chase you. Find the 5th line here. Stand about there. Shoot him to the right. Okay. Actually a good thing that happened, because that can happen and I honestly have no idea why he does a weird animation sometimes. It's likely happens if you shoot him like too much to the right side or something, but probably not. Maybe somebody can tell why that happened there, but that shouldn't happen.
Captain? Captain? I've
But
lost him.
I guess it can happen. This made me think about this as well now. It's really interesting.
Captain? Captain? I've lost him.
This setup should work, but this is interesting. Maybe third time's the charm. Also, oh, that can happen. You just shoot the flood, and there's like a spot where the plasma pistol bolt just goes through the flood. I don't know why. Again. There we go. Okay, now he did the right animation. And now, yeah. Can't really tell why he didn't do the right animation, but you might wanna screw around with that a little if he keeps doing that. But he shouldn't really do it. Okay, after that, you just run here. There's a trigger here that you need to hit. Make sure that, well, like when you go here, you just don't immediately turn around like this. You wanna make sure you go like halfway here, and then turn around to make sure the trigger hit, because sometimes it might not hit the trigger. Now, you should have like one plasma here, right? I'm pretty sure. Because I think the flood always drops a plasma if he's a reviver, so yeah. One plasma on legendary really isn't enough. Really isn't enough, so what I like to do in full game is backsmack this elite. If he doesn't drop plasmas, then just backsmack the grunts. You should definitely get grenades. I only got one grenade, which is actually just, well, it's just bad RNG, I suppose. But those plasmas are useful. This shotgun guy doesn't always spawn here, but if he does, definitely shoot him and grab his shotgun. Okay, one thing. If you decide to throw a grenade here, do not stick any of these enemies, because I can show what happens if you stick these guys. So you stick the blood model and it just does this, and it's not gonna explode. So don't do that. If you throw a stick, you throw it on the ground so it doesn't stick any of the enemies. Yeah, here I usually grab the shotgun from this guy, I jump over and throw a frag to kill all of these guys. I throw a frag there, I shotgun this guy, I throw a frag there, and then jump here to activate the cutscene. You really need, like, before you activate this cutscene, you really want to have a plasma grenade for the exit. If not a plasma, at least a frag, like at least one grenade of some sort. That's like the bare minimum. If you don't have a nade, you just have to get really lucky not to die.
The captain, he's one of them.
So you just wait through the cutscene, you know, Captain Keys, blah blah blah, you punch him in the face.
What he'd want us to do.
And then for the exit, you're just gonna use the distraction grenade.
It's done. I have the code. We should go. We need to get back to the Pillar of Autumn. Let's go back to the shuttle bay and find a ride.
Come here. Look at the ceiling, kind of like this. You want this plasma to land. Well, I'm gonna show you.
We need to get back to the Pillar of
You
Autumn.
want it to land
To the shuttle bay and find a ride.
right there, and you can see how those guys are really
We
confused.
need to get back to the Pillar of Autumn.
So
Let's
come
go back to
here,
the shuttle bay and
throw
find
the
a
nade,
ride.
jump over these grunts so that they don't block you. Oh, okay, that can happen. Where they don't get fully distracted, and then they just start like running all over the place, which is kind of bad.
Let's go back to the
But most of the time, they should just stare at the nade like this. They die, and you're fine. There's a health pack there if you're getting shot a lot. Oh, by the way, one thing I didn't mention is that all these flood that didn't have AI before, you absolutely need to kill them, because they gain their AI during the cutscene, and even one flood being alive during the cutscene can kill you. So just kill all of the floods. Just make sure there are absolutely no flood alive. It's the same thing with the Covenant that are there as well. The Covenant with no AI, the Elite and the Grunts. You also have to kill those guys by backsmacking them or throwing a plasma at them or something like that. I feel like there's something I was gonna explain. Oh, if you die once during the cutscene, that doesn't matter, because for some reason you have 2 lives. Wait, what? How do you English again? You have 2 lives during the cutscene. So if you die once, you actually don't get reverted. You can die another time.
We need to get back to the Pillar of Autumn. Let's go.
So just keep in mind, if you die, it's not game over, even though it looks like you die. Here you might wanna, you know, throw some nades back there to make sure they don't chase you. Not necessary. If you only have 2 grenades, like at the cutscene, you wanna throw 1 grenade as the distraction grenade and save 1 grenade for these. By the way, you can get a checkpoint here by doing some kind of sorcery. Wait, I'm a little confused about this myself. You should be able to get a checkpoint if you cross this door frame and then back off again. Actually, let me... I really want to show that, because I'm pretty sure it should be possible, definitely. But I don't... Oh, okay. Well, you can get the checkpoint before doing any kind of sorcery with your movement. But honestly, I do not recommend getting the checkpoint here. Unless, okay, if you have no grenades at this point, you should maybe get the checkpoint. Because there's a shotgun guy that spawns right here. Right there. Well, right now he has an AR, but sometimes he has a shotgun. You wanna throw a nade to the corner like that, so he gets distracted and maybe dies. Because if he's alive and he's a shotgun guy, he's probably gonna kill you. Like, there's a very high chance. So throw a grenade to the corner like that. Then this fall, you just wanna come here. This is not hard, and then you just drop down. Well, I died because I was really slow, but you just wanna run here, drop down and crouch as you land so you don't take damage. If you are going for IL times, like super good IL times or something, you wanna do the easy route, I guess. You just come here, and this should act like running over here activates the banshees just a little faster than dropping down from there, but dropping down like here is a little safer, so you should probably do that at least in full game runs. The trigger for the banshees is like around here somewhere. I don't exactly know, like maybe it's around here, but you wanna run like over here and drop down here.
Grab one of the escort
It doesn't matter how long it takes for you to get into the banshees. That doesn't make you lose time if you're being like me right now. You just have to get in. Goddamn, you just have to get in before the cutscene starts. You're not losing any time. You can just mess around, do like a shield bump or something. Rest in peace shield bump, by the way. This is the only bump you get to do in the run. Um, I actually advise not to do that because of that, because that can happen. Also, it doesn't matter which Banshee you take. Get into the Banshee. Now I'm gonna show you just fun things I do during runs. This Banshee can go through walls, and you can like. There's a trigger like somewhere in these. Where am I? I'm lost. Absolutely lost. There's a trigger somewhere in these hallways that like does stuff like this. It's just really funny. Doesn't save any time, but it just breaks the cutscene because you load in like another part of the map, and then it just shows that part of the map and not the part you were, like where the banshees were. It's just a funny thing. But yeah, that level is really simple. There's not much to it. If shield bump was still a thing, there would be way more to that level. It would be a little more complicated and you would have to choose between the struts. But I can show the easy way real fast for how to manipulate the RNG because it's a little different. I'm not gonna go over how to do the bump, but if you're playing on easy, do the same thing. Press enter, but then instead of pressing only W, you wanna also melee. For like the default key for melee is F. So enter and then press both W and F and then do this. Well, I failed. Okay, let's do that again. And then do this and then let go. And now this should work. He should be a reviver.
Captain? Captain? I've lost him.
I'm pretty sure he is a reviver. Yeah. The easy bump is slightly, the setup is slightly different because you wanna use your AR on easy, but I'm not gonna go over that because this is a legendary tutorial. You can look at the IL runs of some people doing that on easy, or you can watch the full game run of me doing it on easy or whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching this keys tutorial. Goodbye.